Hello and welcome to Better Body Movement. This class is designed to help you start feeling well.
I have less pain, literally eliminate that pain.
I just feel better.
I can tell that my posture is changing.
Bright light in the day when we've done our workouts online.
Makes me feel so good about myself.
For the foot, we're going to be looking at 4 different layers of muscle tissue. We'll begin with the most superficial ones. This initial layer is where we will focus first, with the bulk of our work being done on the flexor digitorum brevis. On the inside of the foot near the arch and heel is the abductor hallucis, and on the outside near the heel, the abductor digiti minimi. The second layer is made up of the quadratus plantae and the lumbricals. The lumbricals are intertwined with the tendons of the flexor digitorum longus. The third layer of muscle tissue is important when concerning pain at the ball of the foot. Here, the focus is on the flexor hallucis brevis, flexor digiti minimi brevis, adductor hallucis, the oblique head, and the transverse head. We're going to begin our work with a lacrosse ball right next to the wall. Place your foot beside the wall and start with the lacrosse ball near the front of the foot or the ball of the foot. Slowly press your foot over the ball, moving the ball towards the heel. Once you reach the heel, continue your pressure directly into the tissue connecting to the heel. As you stand still with pressure, pull the toes up, then flex them down into the floor. Continue this process for 2 to 3 rounds. Then proceed to work on the ball of the foot, stopping incrementally to flex the toes and relax. This process should take anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes to work your way all the way back to the heel, stretching the fascia on the bottom of the foot. Be sure to use firm pressure as you flex the toes and pull them up. Be sure to breathe and relax as you work the ball towards the heel. Next, we're going to use a bouncy ball near the ball of the foot, in the arch, and near the heel. The point of this is to push with even pressure into the floor, allowing your foot to collapse or fold over the ball for 20 to 30 seconds. Then, lift your foot, move the ball to a new area, and begin to stand again with even pressure on both feet. Even pressure means do not lean away from the pressure, but keep the pressure on both feet for 20 to 30 seconds. Repeat this process 6 to 7 times all over your left and then right foot. You can work from the ball of the foot all the way towards the heel. Remember to relax and stand evenly on the ball. The final layer of muscle tissue is between the metatarsals, called the plantar interossei. These are small muscles, but powerful for squeezing the foot tight. Work each finger between each toe until you have reached the webbing. It may take you some time to get to this point because it is an extreme stretch. Regardless of how deep you get your fingers into your toes, create a squeeze on the ball of the foot, creating separation of the metatarsals. Begin to move the foot back and forth, creating a big stretch. You will continue this anywhere from 30 to 40 seconds. Using the fingertips, we will begin working the top of the foot. Bend the toes up and press your fingers between the toes up the foot toward the ankle. This will create greater relaxation of the muscles that hold the toes together. Repeat this process 6 to 7 times, then return to the pivoting motion back and forth on the ball of the foot. For the foot, we're going to be looking at 4 different layers of muscle tissue. We'll begin with the most superficial ones. This initial layer is where we will focus first, with the bulk of our work being done on the flexor digitorum brevis. On the inside of the foot near the arch and heel is the abductor hallucis, and on the outside near the heel, the abductor digiti minimi. The second layer is made up of the quadratus plantae and the lumbricals. The lumbricals are intertwined with the tendons of the flexor digitorum longus. The third layer of muscle tissue is important when concerning pain at the ball of the foot. Here, the focus is on the flexor hallucis brevis, flexor digiti minimi brevis, adductor hallucis, the oblique head, and the transverse head. We're going to begin our work with a lacrosse ball right next to the wall. Place your foot beside the wall and start with the lacrosse ball near the front of the foot or the ball of the foot. Slowly press your foot over the ball, moving the ball towards the heel. Once you reach the heel, continue your pressure directly into the tissue connecting to the heel. As you stand still with pressure, pull the toes up, then flex them down into the floor. Continue this process for 2 to 3 rounds. Then proceed to work on the ball of the foot, stopping incrementally to flex the toes and relax. This process should take anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes to work your way all the way back to the heel, stretching the fascia on the bottom of the foot. Be sure to use firm pressure as you flex the toes and pull them up. Be sure to breathe and relax as you work the ball towards the heel. Next, we're going to use a bouncy ball near the ball of the foot, in the arch, and near the heel. The point of this is to push with even pressure into the floor, allowing your foot to collapse or fold over the ball for 20 to 30 seconds. Then, lift your foot, move the ball to a new area, and begin to stand again with even pressure on both feet. Even pressure means do not lean away from the pressure, but keep the pressure on both feet for 20 to 30 seconds. Repeat this process 6 to 7 times all over your left and then right foot. You can work from the ball of the foot all the way towards the heel. Remember to relax and stand evenly on the ball. The final layer.
Usually it won't be plantar fasciitis on the outside of the foot, but your perineals could. And that's just the muscle that runs right down the side of your calf.
Okay, even though that part doesn't hurt, just the outside.
Even though it doesn't hurt.
Okay.
So sometimes, so Chris had an interesting question about parts of the foot. So we're going to answer the question because that's always kind of fun. Let me get my Better Body Movement class. Are those in class? No. Where is my folder? I've got a folder somewhere with a bunch of illustrations. I just don't know where that folder is. Actually, maybe I must have moved it to my other guide. Anyway, the question was the side of the foot, so like the metatarsal portion down the side of the foot here. So that side, can plantar fasciitis be a problem with that? So plantar fasciitis typically is a problem where the attachment on the heel is being stretched across the arch, right? So that gets stretched, and what it does is it pulls the attachment on the heel and creates this really deep heel pain, because literally what it's doing is that that fascia, when it pulls on the heel, is actually pulling the bone long. So that's plantar fasciitis. If we end up with pain on the outside of the foot, I find what most likely is the problem on that is on the calf, you have something called peroneals, and those are muscles that run down the side of the leg and go kind of past your ankle into the foot. And
on the outside again.
On the outside, right? So there's different attachment points that tendon goes through. So the belly of the muscle is up here, but the tendon just draws all the way down like this. And I say a lot of times what happens, especially with tight muscle, is if you think like a compression machine, okay, like a machine that smashes a car, right? The more hydraulic pressure pushing down, the more pressure there is total to compact the car, right? So basically the gap where the car sits is being crushed, right? So more and more pressure, more and more pressure. Now imagine your tendon is what passes that joint. Your muscle starts to squeeze. It's doing the exact same thing, but it's compressing your joints. It's taking that spot that should have a little bit of a gap, and it starts compressing it really firm, right? So that muscle, even though the muscle doesn't hurt, it's that pressure in the joint that's creating the problem, right? So we want to work the muscle tissue. So the shin splints day would be a perfect video to go through that and work through the peroneals, everything around that tibia, because that tissue will get really tight and create some problems in the foot that you maybe never knew you had. And an interesting one as well is the big toe joint. So sometimes that big toe joint gets like just sore. That's the anterior tibialis. That's the muscle just right on the front of the shin. So if you grab your shin bone and just go right to the side of that, so it'd be the outside portion. Yep, right there. So just straight off that shin bone. You work that muscle tissue around to the side, I bet that starts to go away.
Great.
And I know Nick has been working your anterior tibs, doing that whole lean against the wall and pull the toes up, right? So for you, that might just be a part of that training that now is getting really tight. Anyway, good morning. Really glad you guys could join us. These are our dedicates for the day, so please remember them in prayer as we go through our day. Our verse of the day, know therefore that the Lord your God is God, the faithful God, who keeps covenant and steadfast love with those who love him and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations. Deuteronomy 7:9. And for anybody who's been around here knows Jenny's here.
Are you hugging these days?
Oh,
Hi, everybody.
Funny. Jenny is here. She says hello, obviously. So that's our verse of the day. Those are our identicates.
I haven't seen Chris since before COVID hit.
That has been a long time, for sure. Let's go ahead and get our workout started. We'll get going with the warm-ups. Here's the tools you'll need if you are doing this at home. If you don't have any of those tools, then I feel sad for you because you should have a washcloth at home. And if you don't have that at home, I'm sorry for everyone around you. Is that inappropriate?
Of course, that's a warm-up, too.
That's a warm-up in itself. When you laugh, we get those belly muscles going. Ha, ha, ha. We used to do those in choir practice. Ho, ho, ho. All right, very good. Get those shoulders warmed up. Big circles going here. Remember, do your best through every part of the workout. Our first round also will be a warm-up round, so don't feel like you just have to get after it and start crushing the workout. Do want you to use it as a way to just familiarize yourself, get your brain connected and on board with the rest of the muscle tissue. Make sure that you're getting everything you can out of the butt, the belly, and the bra strap while we create that movement, okay? Good internal, external rotations. Again, remember, we want the shoulders to move through this, okay? So we don't want to just stand and have the arms going. We actually want to feel the pinch in the back. We want to roll forward. Good morning, Gail. Excited you're able to make it? We're going to get after it here in just a bit. Okay, let's get started on the march. Pump those knees, get that blood flow going, warming up that tissue. That way we don't have an issue with the tissue.
So what we're going to use is introducing
So it's been fun making progress on the whole invention, getting updates from different companies on making the product, so that is really fun. Hopefully by 6 weeks, we'll have the actual manufactured product, one of them. And then after that, we'll be able to start shooting the videos and selling these things. As many as possible. So once we get the real one, I'll be able to share it with you guys and show you how cool this thing is. Well, and so the fun thing is, as soon as we get the one manufactured the way that it's supposed to be, I'm planning on doing like a little photo shoot, getting the product all looking good, and then we'll post that on the website. I've got a website already made, ready to sell these things. And then once we have them on the website, we can start taking orders, and then we'll just ship them when they come in. So we don't have any investors right now. Well, kind of. My business partner, Drew, he's the investor so far. But yeah, it should work out pretty good because through pre-sales, we should be able to, we just have to sell a certain amount and then we can make our order. So as soon as we hit that amount, we can place the order, and that would be like the break-even. So it works out pretty slick because it's not going to take a huge investment. It's just, the little things as we get started. So that's kind of nice. And then it's just up to me to start selling the crap out of these things. Get rid of them as fast as possible. And part of my hope would be one of two things. One, sell the whole company, and someone can just make these things. Or two,
get ready to roll.
Be a lot more busy and become a CEO of a manufacturing company. So that's not preferably the ideal.
3.
All right, here we go. Set up for your rows.
Is this going to work?
Row.
I don't think so. Is it?
Well, it kind of could. We would just put them both on the one.
I didn't notice it until I went to pull it up. Oh, you can pull the whole thing. Thank you.
No problem. Remember,
That's
shoulder
not well.
blades
Should
behind
have been
your
prepared.
ears. As far as you can get them. More. More. Shoulder blades. Even more. This is why people don't like coming in, because then Shay just says, no, do more.
3.
Good. Put them in the next room. That's where we want them.
Transition to chest press.
Good. Chest press, rotate around. Remember, if you don't have bands or anything to do with these, you can use a wall, you can use the back of a couch or a countertop, doing a push-up.
2, 1. Chest press.
Just remember, no matter what, there is now a transfer of force pushing your chest backwards, right? So when we push, we don't want to arch the back. This is why we do core on Mondays, so we can compress like core Monday and then create your push, okay?
That's halfway.
Also, if you didn't notice, we're going to the dead bug position with our arms. Right? So if my arms are doing the dead bug or the shoulder drop, right? You set the shoulders down and back, get them out of the ears,
3,
keep them there and
2,
create your push.
1. Transition to biceps curl.
Good. Okay, bicep curls. Remember to keep those shoulders down
3,
and back.
2, 1. Biceps curl.
If you're going against yourself, make sure you put the penny between the wrists, right? That's a metaphor. Right? Put the penny between the wrists and then crush it. Or you think like a walnut. You want to crush and grind that walnut. We're going to make, or let's do almonds. We're going to make some
That's
almond flour.
halfway.
Crush it, crush it, crush it. But again,
I
don't
was
be
thinking pecans for pecan pie.
pecan pie. We're
That's
going to
the
crush some.
difference between Shane and me.
Marsha's just crushing them up for a pecan pie. I'm wanting you to make flour out of this thing.
3, 2, 1. Transition to
That's
triceps
awesome.
overhead press.
I love me a good pecan pie. All right, triceps overhead. And again, if you're fighting against yourself, put your other hand on top or grab a band and start
3,
pressing outward.
2, 1. Triceps overhead.
Good core compression. Again, you should not arch your back on this one, right? We don't want to be leaning back to try to get our arms up. Core tight, keep it compressed. And then the focus is bend the elbow, straighten the elbow. Bend the elbow, straighten the elbow.
That's halfway.
Your best all the way through. Again, tall, tight, recompress that core. Firm, 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 tuck in that butt. Squeeze tight. Good, firm compression.
3, 2, 1. Transition to fly.
Very good. Go around into the fly. And again, same thing. You use the wall, a couch, a countertop,
3,
whatever
2,
you need to.
1. Fly.
And same thing here, right? As your hands or elbows are driving towards your center, that's putting pressure through your upper back. So do not arch your back. Flatten that out. Keep it compressed the whole time you squeeze. Okay?
That's halfway.
Core compressed. And I like to think your body's a statue, right? So firmly plant your feet, plant your legs. Glutes are nice and tight. Squeeze to the center. Try to pop that beach ball with your elbows.
3, 2, 1. Transition to pull apart. Three,
Okay.
2, 1. Pull apart.
Where's my rack? Oh, wait, I've got bands here. So remember, when we do the external rotations, again, you're setting your shoulders first, right? So get all the way down and back behind you, then create your external rotation. So unlike the warm-up, right,
That's
where we
halfway.
feel the shoulders moving, right? This one is pin them back and keep them there. Out of your ears, down and back, then create that pinch on the band, pulling that band apart. Right, same thing with straight arms. If you do a straight arm pull,
3, 2,
shoulders out of the ears.
1. Transition to hammer curl.
Cool. Hammer curls. So, unattached, red band. There you go.
3, 2, 1. Hammer curls.
Okay, and again, stay nice and tall. Compress your core. Right? Squeeze your butt. So we don't want to be passively, hanging out doing these curls. I want you actively squeezing the hips, tucking your butt, holding your core and shoulders. Right?
That's
The
halfway.
movement is not nearly as important as the stabilizers, especially when you first start. Right? Make sure all your stabilizers are on and working, then worry about the movement. Right? But if that's not working, don't do it. Just focus on the butt, the belly, and the bra strap through the movement.
3, 2, 1. Transition to tricep press
Good.
down.
Okay, tricep press down. So facing the bar, pick a band that's good for you. And remember, elbows
3,
can be in front
2,
of you.
1.
And then
Tricep
you're going
press
to try to
down.
straighten your arms till the elbows get tight, tight, tight. Right? So we want to go as straight as possible. Lock those elbows. Well, you might go to the red and try going up a little
That's
higher.
halfway.
Because even with the red, right, elbows again nice and tight, forcing out. And again, so you don't have to bring your elbows by your sides, Chris. You can go in front of you here. Because the
3,
whole point is trying to
2,
get
1.
the last bit of
Rest.
extension. But that's also from the guy who's a little double jointed, so I can go, hyperextension. All right, very good. Round 1, all done. Go ahead and get a drink and set up for round 2. Now we can work through, 3 different primary training modalities. 1, neurological, brain connect to the muscle. That's slow and controlled, okay? I don't want it fast or going nuts. Strength, adding resistance. So stretch your bands more, add a little more weight. Or cardio, more repetitions, lighter weight, okay? Those are 3 primary. So pick one and follow
3,
through with that for the
2,
whole round.
1. Get ready to row.
I'm always kind of curious. That makes sense, right? At home,
3,
the idea of
2,
which one to do.
1. Row.
As long as it makes sense at home. It's about the hardest thing about doing this on a camera with you guys at home is I don't get to see you go, oh yeah,
That's
yeah,
halfway.
I'm supposed to be doing that. This a little tighter. That's awesome. Actually, I am pricing out now my own
3,
band set
2,
to try to
1. Transition to chest press.
Pay your own manufacturer.
yeah, be my own manufacturer, but also make it a package that I know is needed. So it'd be actually 3 red bands and 3 yellow bands.
3,
So that way it'd be a lot,
2, 1.
a lot easier
Chest
to
press.
use. Plus 2 handles, still a door holder, and then a bag that you can just shove them all into. So I'm looking at that, seeing what it's going to cost to get those things set up. But and right now, the Bandman's
That's
got it
halfway.
to where it's $89 for 4 bands, 2 reds, 2 blacks, 2 handles, a door holder, and a case. So we'll see what I can get them at. Good, good, good. Tall and tight, core compressed still.
3, 2, 1.
Drive through those
Transition
arms.
to biceps curl.
Okay, bicep curls. Again, remember, fight against yourself really hard. If you're pressing your wrists together, crush that penny, flatten it all the way out,
3,
but still
2,
hold your shoulders in
1.
place.
Biceps curl.
Okay, if we're doing bicep curls, remember, if it's behind me, I want a little bit of tension on that band, and then create the curl. See if we can get a really good movement out of that. Especially attached to the wall, you only have so much range of motion, right? You can only go
That's
until it's
halfway.
parallel. You don't get to go all the way up. Otherwise, the band will slip up your arm, and it feels really funny. Maybe hurts, might bruise. So let's avoid all that. But do get really good tension, right? You should feel those biceps having to work.
3, 2, 1.
Awesome.
Transition to triceps overhead press.
Very good. Triceps up overhead. Make sure you set your core before you start. Butt and belly. Get them tight, right? So that should
3,
fix
2,
this butt out
1.
position. Right? If we
Triceps
squeeze
overhead.
the butt and the belly simultaneously, it will straighten us right up. Super fun. I can't believe I forgot to share with you guys. Lauren basically set a PR her first night running in track. So she went out and did a
That's
mile
halfway.
on Saturday and ran like an 8:30, which we were like, hey, 8:30, that's really not that bad. Then she stepped out yes, last night and ran the race, and she ran it in 7:15. She got fourth
Three.
place.
2, 1. Transition to fly.
All right, into the flies. And I was just like so excited for her. She's like, Dad, I was running, and there was this girl in front of me, and I would go to pass her, and all of a sudden she'd start sprinting, and I thought to myself, this is good. I think I can wear her out. So I just kept trying, and then she'd sprint, and then I'd try, and then she'd sprint, and then Dad, right at the end, I dusted her. Oh. Yeah. Good morning, Lois.
That's halfway.
Okay. Either way. I see. That's how much you like being beside me, Lois.
No, it's the camera.
She's avoiding me. Good. Tall and tight again. Core compressed.
1. Transition
Awesome.
to pull apart.
How did that loop go? Didn't?
3, 2, 1. Pull apart.
Yeah.
There's a pesticide for the skin. And so it's an ointment, and it's a lot better. So I'll treat myself again on Friday.
Good. Well, that's good to know.
That's halfway.
It doesn't work for that.
Okay. Yes.
Good.
Visible.
Again, shoulders. Yep. Good. And then we retry.
We'll see when they
3, 2, 1. Transition to hammer curl.
the snow and the ice. Then, I called the doctor the other day.
Okay, hammer curls. Remember, though, really the only change in this from each one. Good. Core
That's
compressed.
halfway.
Again, stay nice and tall. Squeeze those butt cheeks really tight. Hold nice and firm. Awesome. Good.
3, 2, 1. Transition to tricep press down.
Okay, tricep press downs.
Three, 2, 1. Tricep press down.
Okay, again, elbows straight. Just lock out as hard as you can, staying nice and tall with those shoulders down and back. Okay, core compressed, butt, belly, bra strap, as always. Squeeze
That's
them
halfway.
tight. Very good. Awesome work, ladies. Do your best all the way through. Do your best. Good.
3, 2, 1. Rest.
Awesome. Okay, 2 rounds down, so we are halfway. I want you to, again, think about what you need to do to help your body get better. If you need neurological control, if you just things feel foreign and you're not sure your body's in the right position, move slow
That's
and
halfway.
control. If you need strengthening, right, add resistance, make it harder. If you want more of a cardio workout, we're going to do a quicker speed, less resistance. Or you can do a calorie burn where it's add strength and speed
3,
and go through it
2,
the best that you possibly
1.
can, right? That's a
Get ready to
really
go.
solid burnout if you do that. Okay, here we go. Get set and ready.
3, 2, 1. Row.
Okay, set up. Butt, belly, shoulders. Right? Bra strap squeezed. Very good, ladies. Love it. I think we just crossed the COVID barrier with 3 people in the facility.
That's halfway.
Very good. Core compressed. Shoulders down and back. Squeeze. Tight. Awesome work. Good. Shoulders behind the ears. Keep them there.
1. Transition to chest press.
Good. Chest press. Again, button belly before you ever start this one. Making sure that your core is compressed, butt cheeks are tight.
3.
And again,
2,
go to that dead
1.
bug position.
Chest press.
Right? So with the dead bug position, we're still pulling those shoulders. Get those arms out in front without reaching, right? We're not arching our back to get the hands out. We're just thinking shoulders in place and extend just as far as your arms are. Okay? So if you've got
That's
itty bitty
halfway.
little arms, you're only going to go a wee itty bitty little way. Very good. Core tight. Squeeze the butt cheeks. Again, you should not feel this torque through your low
3,
back. Okay,
2,
if you do,
1.
press more.
Transition to biceps curl.
Awesome. Bicep curls. Okay. Again, try to get a little tension on the band before
3,
you start.
2, 1. Biceps
For
curl.
those who are attached to a wall. Otherwise, again, at home, bicep curls, you're pressing like you're trying to crush that almond. Make some almond flour. Good, good, good.
That's halfway.
Good. Again, core compress. Shoulders down and back.
And for the door though, because her little one that she wants is in a chair like your legs. Oh. And she said it weighs about
3, 2,
Good.
1. Transition to triceps overhead press.
One of the students set a wastebasket on fire in the girls' bathroom. And so
3,
she said it took
2,
4 teachers
1.
to lift that
Triceps overhead.
chair down 2 steps. Get her outside.
Still 125 pounds apiece. Trying to go downstairs. That's a lot of weight.
Well, then Erin's on her scooter,
Yeah.
and the brakes on it didn't work.
That's
So
halfway.
there was a downhill, and she said, Mom, she says, I was trying to hold my other leg, you know, to slow it down.
Poor thing.
That's all she could think of was at the end, she was going to fall over.
Yep. Tuck and roll. Keep your foot in the air.
3, 2,
Oh.
1. Transition to fly.
All right, into the flies. Again, core compressed, glutes on. Do your best through this exercise to keep those shoulders out of the ears. I don't
3,
want you to round
2,
and roll forward.
1.
Okay?
Fly.
Stay tall, tight, shoulders down and back. And again, you're thinking, actually, if you could think anything, think pinch a ball between your bicep and your chest. Okay, right here. Pinch a ball in between those two. Okay, nice and tight.
That's halfway.
Feel that right on the side of the chest here. Okay, good squeeze.
For date night,
Do your best all the way through.
yeah, it was beautiful.
3,
So that was left
2,
over us.
1. Transition to pull apart.
Cool. Okay, pull aparts.
So, yeah.
Shoulders. Shoulders.
3,
And
2,
shoulders.
1. Pull apart.
Stand in place.
So I went over
And too, especially with these where we're not attached to the wall, nothing's pulling on us, still squeeze your core. It's really easy to let that go if nothing's pulling back on us. Here, Lois, you might want something a little easier. A doubled up red bait.
That's halfway.
Good. Tight squeeze, shoulders down and back. Or nice and compressed. Do your best all the way through. All the way through.
3, 2, 1. Transition to hammer curl.
Awesome. Hey, get ready for the hammer curls. Again, core
Three,
compress, butt cheeks
two,
on, shoulder blades,
one.
down and back.
Hammer curls.
She proposed to
Good, good, good.
Nice.
Awesome. Again, thumbs up. Right? So think your thumbs are going to touch your shoulders.
That's halfway.
Pull it up to here. And squeeze. Okay, good squeeze on those biceps again. Challenge through it. Should be hard. Should be hard.
Nice. But not
3, 2, 1.
Good.
Transition to tricep press down.
yeah.
All right, tricep press downs. Last one this round. Then there's just one more.
3,
Again, just
Two.
remember,
1.
lock them.
Tricep press down.
Lock those elbows as much as you can. If you have a band, lock those elbows. If you're trying to do this with a towel, again, you can fight against yourself up and down. Don't switch hands until the end of the exercise, okay? Just keep going. Squeeze harder. Try to rip that towel apart.
That's halfway.
Good, firm
But more
squeeze.
nights is what I'm saying. It's Bob mentioned it on apparently not on Saturday, but you're on.
Very good. And do your best all the way through.
3, 2, 1.
Good.
Rest.
Good. All right. 3 down, 1 to go. So I want your absolute best on this round. But consider what your best is. Either neurological strengthening with more resistance, cardio with less resistance, more repetition, or
That's
calorie
halfway.
burn where you do both strength and cardio, right? More resistance and more repetitions. Okay? However, your caveat always is do not lose your quality form. That means butt, belly, and bra strap should be pinched tight through the whole movement. If you lose those, slow it down, take some
3,
resistance off,
2,
and then try
1.
again.
Get ready to row.
Okay, here we go. Good rows.
3, 2, 1. Row.
Do you want to get started doing a couple of pulleys here? Just to get
Good. Okay, again, shoulder blades. Pinch them down and back, nice and firm. Press, press. You guys are on a mission.
That's halfway.
Woohoo! Here we go. Good core compression. Again, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze.
No, I think you're emotional. It looks like
3, 2,
Awesome, ladies.
1.
Good work.
Transition to chest press.
Okay, rotate around to chest press.
It's all here. You're not there.
3, 2, 1. Chest press.
Good chest press. Again, core tight, glutes on. Squeeze firm all the way through.
That's halfway.
Again, you can work on the tempo of your speed, right? How quick are you making the movement happen? But again, it's always dependent on your butt, your belly, and your bra strap, keeping those tight all the way through, okay?
3,
Good
2,
firm squeeze.
1. Transition to biceps curl.
Awesome. Okay, get set for bicep curls.
3, 2, 1. Biceps curl.
Again, get tall and tight, core compressed, shoulders down and back. Remember, do your absolute best. Your absolute best. Tall and tight.
That's halfway.
Core, 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 core. Squeeze through. Awesome work, ladies. Doing your best. Finish this round.
3, 2, 1. Transition to
Good.
triceps overhead press.
Okay, triceps overhead. Again, don't let that low back arch.
3, 2,
Let, and
1. Triceps overhead.
Oh, you know, last year I was teasing that Randy was watching baseball on television. All I was watching. He said there's the History Channel. There was a story about Babe Ruth.
Oh, there you go. There you go. More of a history than a baseball.
That's halfway.
It's to the Playboy magazine. I read the articles. Yeah.
Oh boy. Good, good, good. Core compressed, shoulders out of those ears. Squeeze. Tight,
2,
tight, tight.
1. Transition to fly.
Awesome. Okay. Good flies. Remember, if you need to make this more difficult, move your feet away from the wall. If
3,
you need it easier, move
2,
closer to the
1.
wall.
Fly.
That's if you're doing washcloths on a wall. Not if you're doing bands attached to the wall. Well, I guess it works both ways. Move closer to the wall, it makes it easier. Move farther from the wall, it makes it harder.
That's halfway.
Good, good, good. Remember, core tight, recompress, shoulders down and back. Good, firm squeeze. Awesome.
3, 2, 1. Transition to pull apart.
Good. Okay, pull apart. Remember, keep
3,
your shoulders back.
2, 1. Pull apart.
The whole time. The whole time. Shoulders, shoulders, shoulders. Compress that core. Pull apart. And then do your best all the way through. Oh, and then Lauren, I guess she did have another race. She did the 4x800.
That's halfway.
And she was the last leg. And Ashley said that was just really rough because they were so far behind by the time Lauren got the baton. It was kind of just a pointless race. And I was like, well, that really stinks. I said, well,
3,
they're just figuring it
2,
out. It's the first time,
1.
so
Transition to hammer curl.
it might end up putting Lauren right in the front. Get him a good start. Go forward from there. But then we got talking about how
3, 2, 1. Hammer curls.
we think the cross-country team next year Lauren will be 8th grade, and they already have some really good cross-country runners. So 2 freshmen are always the top 2 runners, and Addie Dawn is like one of the fastest in the state as a freshman. So she'll be a junior when Lauren's a freshman, and they're going to run on the same team, and then they'll have 2 years running together. Keep going, keep going.
2, 1.
Very
Transition
good.
to tricep press down.
Last one, ladies. Last one. Then we're all done. Okay, so set that core, get the glutes on nice and tight,
3,
and then press
2,
through those elbows.
1. Tricep press down.
Again, shoulders down and back, core compressed, glutes on, nice and tight. Squeeze firm. Okay, doing your best. Doing your best.
That's halfway.
Because your best is all that matters here. Good, good, good. Finish strong. Pull those shoulders. Get them down back. Compress tight, tight, tight.
3, 2, 1.
Firm
Way to be rock
squeeze.
star.
Good. All right. Have a absolutely wonderful day. Glad you guys could be here. Thank you for getting through the workout, and we are going to jump back into a plantar fasciitis video. So if you need some work through that, make sure you follow along. If you don't need that, follow along anyway. See if you can do a little preventative work. Sometimes getting on one of those lacrosse balls or a little bouncy ball, you can find some things you didn't realize really were there. So do go through the work. Remember, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do. That's what keeps us doing what we do here, providing this workout for you. That should do it. So have a fantastic day. As always, I am here to help you move well so you live well.
For the foot, we're going to be looking at 4 different layers of muscle tissue. We'll begin with the most superficial ones. This initial layer is where we will focus first, with the bulk of our work being done on the flexor digitorum brevis. On the inside of the foot near the arch and heel is the abductor hallucis, and on the outside near the heel, the abductor digiti minimi. The second layer is made up of the quadratus plantae and the lumbricals. The lumbricals are intertwined with the tendons of the flexor digitorum longus. The third layer of muscle tissue is important when concerning pain at the ball of the foot. Here, the focus is on the flexor hallucis brevis, flexor digiti minimi brevis, adductor hallucis, the oblique head, and the transverse head. We're going to begin our work with a lacrosse ball right next to the wall. Place your foot beside the wall and start with the lacrosse ball near the front of the foot or the ball of the foot. Slowly press your foot over the ball, moving the ball towards the heel. Once you reach the heel, continue your pressure directly into the tissue connecting to the heel. As you stand still with pressure, pull the toes up, then flex them down into the floor. Continue this process for 2 to 3 rounds. Then proceed to work on the ball of the foot, stopping incrementally to flex the toes and relax. This process should take anywhere from 2 to 3 minutes to work your way all the way back to the heel, stretching the fascia on the bottom of the foot. Be sure to use firm pressure as you flex the toes and pull them up. Be sure to breathe and relax as you work the ball towards the heel. Next, we're going to use a bouncy ball near the ball of the foot, in the arch, and near the heel. The point of this is to push with even pressure into the floor, allowing your foot to collapse or fold over the ball for 20 to 30 seconds. Then, lift your foot, move the ball to a new area, and begin to stand again with even pressure on both feet. Even pressure means do not lean away from the pressure, but keep the pressure on both feet for 20 to 30 seconds. Repeat this process 6 to 7 times all over your left and then right foot. You can work from the ball of the foot all the way towards the heel. Remember to relax and stand evenly on the ball. The final layer of muscle tissue is between the metatarsals, called the plantar interossei. These are small muscles, but powerful for squeezing the foot tight. Work each finger between each toe until you have reached the webbing. It may take you some time to get to this point because it is an extreme stretch. Regardless of how deep you get your fingers into your toes, create a squeeze on the ball of the foot, creating separation of the metatarsals. Begin to move the foot back and forth, creating a big stretch. You will continue this anywhere from 30 to 40 seconds. Using the fingertips, we will begin working the top of the foot. Bend the toes up and press your fingers between the toes up the foot toward the ankle. This will create greater relaxation of the muscles that hold the toes together. Repeat this process 6 to 7 times, then return to the pivoting motion back and forth on the ball of the foot.